Welcome back, guys. Today we're going to be prepping the GTI for winter because, well, it's here. Today is really the last warmer day before we get a lot of snow, and that's stupid. Anyways, I wonder if you guys can hear those kids screaming in the background. We just went over 800 subscribers, so thank you all very much for that. Goal is 900 by the end of the month. Can we pull off a Christmas miracle? Can you do it? I hope so. I would really Paisley, what are you doing? Help us pull it off. Anyways, back to the video. Little side note here, does anybody else's littles like to play with lightsabers? She also likes the camera more than lightsabers, but... Say hi. No, you gotta move your thumb. Go down. There you go. Nope, you can't put your thumb over it. She does really like the camera. Now she made it all smudgy. A little bit better, I hope. What do you think? You want it back? Ooh. She also say, hey, we also just got our first tooth. Yep, sure did. Wow. Hey, like I said though, we're going to be prepping the GTI for the winter. What I'm going to do is I'm going to clay bar the car, I'm going to wax and polish it, particularly the wax, to help keep all that road grime off. We live in Utah. Come downstairs. We live in Utah and the roads get nasty here. Also, I don't know if I showed you guys this, but I more or less have my soon-to-be editing room finished. Like I was saying, I'm getting sidetracked. Roads get really nasty here, and I want to keep a lot of that, at least as much of it, off of the car as I possibly can. So in order to do that, we need to put a protective layer on the car. Also, I've got some monster mats back in the room. I've got another full set of these monster mats that we are going to be putting in the GTI, just to kind of help keep the carpets in good condition. I'm pretty big on my interiors. I don't like them being messy, so we're gonna go ahead and throw those in as well. First things first, because we are going to be applying our own new coating, and I wanted to do this in a way that you guys could follow along if you were interested. I'm no professional, but I do this on the side quite a bit. We want a nice clean slate, as it says. That's going to remove any sort of product you already have on the car, waxes, anything along those lines, any sort of sealants. It'll pull it off. It'll give you a nice, fresh, clean surface to work with. And then we will go through and we will actually clay bar the car, which will pull iron deposits and other contaminants in the clear coat out of it. So before it gets dark, I'm going to set up a time lapse here and we will get this going. Also, I will go ahead, I will find links to all this stuff. I just went in store and bought it, but I'll put them in the description. Why is that so hard? In the description below. So if you guys wanted to do something similar to this, you would be able to, and you'd know exactly what I used. Okay, so we did our first part of the wash already, and what that was we just foamed the whole thing. We stripped everything off. Now we're gonna go through with a mitt. And the reason I did that is just to reduce the amount of dirt and crud that I am going to be moving around the paint. So we stripped what we can off with our hose for now and our foam gun. Now we're gonna go through with a bucket and actually hand wash the entire thing. And yes, there is a strainer in it. No, it's not a 2-bucket method. I'm going to be polishing it anyways, although I would rather not introduce more scratches than I need to. That is just the way that I'm going to have to do it. Sorry, I'm trying to do this without losing too much light. I will have to move the S2K so we can pull inside, as I want to do the rest of this under a roof and not get a bunch of crap on the car. So I'm gonna go through, mitt wash the car now, get the rest of that crap off there, and then we'll start clay barring. Well guys, next day, got a little too cold and a little too dark, too fast. So we are now in the heated shop. We're gonna go ahead and pull the car in. We have now finished the stripping process, cleansing process, whatever you want to call it. Anything to get all the coatings and grime, and as much grime as possible, off the car before you go ahead and do a clay bar. This way you're not rubbing more grit and garbage into the paint than you need to. It's always just a good idea to wash it first. Even though you're going to go through and pull everything out, there's no need to add more scratches, more garbage to the paint, more work for you to do as an individual than you need to. So go ahead, pull the car in, and we'll get set up to start clay barring. Car is now pulled in. Quick disclaimer, as I've said before, I'm not a professional. This is something I do on the side and just for fun. So if you see that I'm doing something wrong, by all means, hose me in the comment section down below. But this is just the way that I've done things. So the only thing I'm not going to do on the Mk8 is anything below the door's body line. I'll flip you around and show you. Anything below that crease, just because there's the vinyl stickers, I don't want to pull those off, at least not yet. As you can see, the car is pretty clean. So yeah, we'll go ahead, get the clay bar out, and get ready to decontaminate this beautiful white paint. Well, I was looking for the little rolling stool, but I couldn't find it, so I made this work. I was gonna do some sort of entrance on the little stool, but it's what I got. If you know of any good shop stools, let me know. I'm in the market for one. What does this box come with? This is gonna be something you can buy at Walmart or AutoZone or O'Reilly's or online if you would like. Super sweet kit. We've already done the clean slate soap. Now what we're doing is we're going to get the towel out of our way. Don't let that touch the ground. Got our clay luber, and we have our clay luber, and then we have our clay bar, and we're going to kind of cut this up into a couple pieces. We won't use the full thing. Comes with a bite-sized butter wax that we will also be using to finish everything off, and then our foam wax applicator, whatever you want to call it. It's kind of dirty already. I'm going to pick all the garbage out of it because I don't want to put scratches into the paint when we go to wax this thing. So all this stuff goes back in the box. Not using that yet. This is our main focus. Our clay bar and our clay lubricant. We're gonna crack this thing open, take a look at it, and cut these into pieces that we can use for the car. And of course, now that I don't need it, I found the stool. So I'm not gonna retake any of that just for that, but clay bar, it's going to be wrapped in plastic. You are gonna take that off in case that was a question. Wow. Okay, so this is our clay bar. We're gonna go ahead. Hello? We have a guest. We're going to take our plastic wrap off of the clay bar, set this away. You can rewrap the rest of the bar once you're done. In that, help keep it protected and clean. Well, howdy.
Hi.
So we're gonna take probably about, not very much of this. Man, that's rough.
We're gonna come watch with the rest of the audience.
Okay. So we're going to start with just this much of the clay. It's going to get dirty. You are going to fold it and continuously do so. Don't let this thing get dry because you don't want to scratch your paint. The goal is not to scratch it. It is to pull garbage out of it. So don't let the panel and don't let the clay bar itself get dry.
Can I have the heat here?
We are going to go ahead and start on this fender. I'm going to show you how I do this, and I will go through, do the whole car. I don't want to kill the GoPro, so I probably won't record too much of it because this is going to take a long time. So take your brand new piece of clay bar, move the rest of your new clay bar out of the way. Go ahead, Just kind of get it wet, get it worked in there. Like I said, don't want this drying up. We'll start with this section of the fender. So what we're gonna do, go through, just get that nice and wet and work the clay bar onto it until it gets nice and smooth. You will hear this, it'll sound like sandpaper at first, and then it'll get nice and smooth and quiet, and that's how you know that you've pulled that garbage out of the paint. Just go back and forth. You're not trying to introduce new swirls, so don't rub it in circles. So now that you can see it's starting to get a little dry, we'll go ahead, spritz just a little bit more on there. You will see if you have iron deposits, especially on white paint, you will see them slowly start to fade away and get pulled right out. There's a section on the hatch I'll show you. It'll showcase that quite a bit better. So I'm gonna go through, I'm gonna get started, get this done, and then when we get to the hatch, I'll show you that. So this is clean. This is the car washed and foamed, then mint washed. And you can see all these little spots, these iron deposits, fallout, whatever you want to call it, is all stuck to the hatch itself. And this is the worst part of the entire car. For whatever reasons, these hatchbacks get this really bad. So what I'm going to show you is I'm going to go over this spot with the clay bar, and you will notice that it'll pull all of this out. You'll have a nice clean fresh surface to work with, and you won't have these spots anymore. So now after about 5 minutes, this is what we're left with. A nice clean ready to work surface for when we go to polish it. And this is what it looks like before, with all these gross looking black and orange spots in the paint. Come back over here, nice and pretty and clean and fresh. That's what we want. I do hope that you guys find this video helpful. If you do, let me know in the comments below. If you want to see more like this, I would love to do more like this. If you don't, I'll keep doing it, but I won't record it. So just let me know. So I'm gonna go through, finish the car. I will polish it, and then I will wax it, and I will show you guys the finished product when I'm done. I need to go ahead and clean the windows too while I'm at it. But hood's done, driver or passenger fender done, both rear, both passenger doors are done. Half the hatch is done, and then this rear quarter / pillar is also done. So I got another hour and a half to do the rest of this. So I've now done everything, at least clay barred, except for the bumpers. The roof is done. I guess I got these pillars to do real quick, but everything else is done besides the bumpers. I still do need to do the rear bumper. The front bumper I'm debating on because I don't know that we are keeping this for very long, but that's a story for another time. So anyways, everything else is done. I'm gonna start polishing. Although I'm not gonna lie, I probably will do it tomorrow and just ride home with Justice. That way I have the entire day to get that looking mint, just for it to snow and get slushy. But the whole goal is to protect the paint. So I'm pulling everything out, and I'm gonna put a coating on it of that wax, see how long that lasts. But hopefully that keeps it nice and pretty underneath for the spring, when the spring comes and it's time to go to car shows and car meets and all that fun stuff. So it is the next day now. I'm gonna go ahead, start polishing after I turn the shop heater on, get some of this wiped up a little bit better. But we're gonna start with the hood, get the hood all nice and done, roof, and then move on to the sides and the hatch. Just for a little visual, this is what we're working with outside now. So now that the roads are super slushy, I'm just wanting to keep all that garbage off the paint. That's what the wax is for. Everything else is just extra. So I spent the last 2.5, 3 hours polishing it up. Looks pretty good. There's a couple spots that definitely need some more love. But I'm really happy with how nice that the black roof turned out. Other than one spot you can see right there. Looks like there's a scratch that I'd probably have to cut down on. But all in all, just getting it ready for winter. Not too bad. We've now got a coating of wax over the entire car. And we're just gonna let that sit for about an hour. Let it cure. I'll let everything seal up now that we have gone through and pulled everything out of the paint and kind of just molested it for the past few hours.
You did. I just said it.
So now we're putting a shield of protection over it. It should be good to go, and then we'll wipe it off and show you the final result. So we've now got this nice, beautiful, coated, sealed paint. A couple spots I gotta rewipe, but other than that, nice and pretty. What I wanted to do, I mean, look how good that hatch turned out. You can't hear that at all, which is good. That's what you wanted. And I didn't clay bar this spot up here just for comparison. I don't know if you can hear that. It sounds kind of like sandpaper. You come up top, nothing. And the hatch just went up, but quite a big difference. So, take a nice view of it outside before we drive it home and it gets all messy. That white pearl really pops now. It's hard to get it on camera, but super pretty. And the piano black up top is absolutely gorgeous. When all the contaminants are out of your paint and you are finished, that's exactly what your paint should sound like and feel like. It should feel just like nice fresh glass. This is now done. I gotta go home, throw the what are they called? The monster mats in. That way the carpet is protected. But the car essentially is done. Clean the windows too. But thank you all for watching. I hope this was informative. I hope it didn't bore you too much. And to kind of see the transformation of just, what is it? Six months of owning this car, and that's what the paint is now. Okay, I've talked long enough. Thank you all for watching. I hope you guys are enjoying the holidays. We are so close to 900. Well, considering where we were at 810 or 811 at the time I am finishing this video. Once again, thank you for watching. I will catch you next time. Peace.